These ones are just right. Hi.
A man chooses.
My victim. Okay. Let's talk.
3 Puss in Boots villain reviews in 10 days. Let's finish it. Welcome back to Villain Review, and today I'm looking at Goldilocks from Puss in Boots 2, The Last Wish. I'll be looking at her origins, character, best scenes, evil deeds, and more, and then giving her a score 1 out of 10. How good is she compared to Death and Jack Horner? Is she gonna get a better score? Let's find out.
That was your favourite book. You used to stare at it for hours.
You know this story. Goldilocks meets the 3 bears. One's too hot, one's too cold. But this one's just right. After living with the 3 bears for quite some time, they become a crime family with Goldilocks as the leader. They've pulled off some jobs in the past, but now it's time to pull off the best job yet: steal the last wish, a magical item that grants whoever finds it any wish they want, anything they could ever imagine. Goldilocks ain't telling her bear family what she's going to do with the wish, but it turns out she wants to use it to be reunited with her human family after feeling like an outsider for all these years, because she's not in fact a bear. Honestly, I kind of struggle to even call Goldilocks a villain, but I'm still gonna count it since she's in direct competition with Puss. Of the 3 villains in Puss in Boots though, she's easily the most sympathetic, and I think her motive is solid. Yeah, we're rooting for Puss because he's the main character and he's also got those freaking awesome boots. But you still sympathize with Goldie just because of how bad she wants this wish. It's a good motive because you can tell how much it means to her, and even though she already has a family, it says a lot about her feeling like an outsider among her adoptive bears. I think it's actually a good parallel to Puss. Both characters are seeking their wish for selfish reasons, and they're both convinced getting this wish is what's going to be best for them, but by the end they realize the thing they wanted was there all along. It's kind of the power of the wish, and it makes sense the one who meets his downfall is Jack Horner because he can't see that.
Stop talking about blooming pies! Focus! Hand over that map, or I'll punch holes in the lot of you.
Not gonna lie, when Goldie first appears in the movie, I was kind of like, oh man. I thought it was really just gonna be a forced subversion of the character where she's really serious and all that, and that does not interest me at all. However, the character we ended up getting, I'm a fan of, because she feels like Goldilocks, but just tweaked a little bit to better fit in the context of the movie. A big part of the charm in this character comes in the form of her relationship with her bears. Of all the characters in the movie, I'd say this feels the most like a team because they seem to be the only ones who actually like each other. Puss doesn't like Dog, other cat doesn't trust Puss, and then you got Jack, who's just killing all his dudes left and right. It's interesting that for most of the movie, the team dynamic comes from a group of antagonists. That's not to say they're perfect, but they feel like a family, and I think the phenomenal voice performances tie it all together here. That's right, they got the actress from It Feels Like a Movie, the movie, to play Goldilocks, and of course she does a fantastic job. She gets annoyed of her bear family when they lose focus, and that happens pretty often because most bears are dumber than humans. Most of them. Even though she gets annoyed and sometimes frustrated with her family, there are still other moments that shows just how genuinely they care about each other. It's different from Puss's motive though, because it's also a cautionary tale about being grateful for what you have instead of convincing yourself obtaining one thing is going to be the key to happiness. The bears know that, but Goldilocks doesn't. It's a very human motive, and I think everyone can relate to it to some extent.
Hello, missus. We're looking for a cat. This cat. We've got an offer for him.
I think Goldilocks has the most screen time of all the villains in this movie, and I think it's used pretty well. There are a lot of characters in this thing, so scenes can't be wasted for anyone. Any pointless or boring moment is gonna take away from other characters' potential development. For Goldilocks and the bears, the time is used well, and I think the scenes just get better as they go. It's kind of a funny fake out looking back at it, because when they step on the scene, they're intimidating, the lighting is dark and ominous. And then we actually get to see the family, and yeah, it's kind of chaos. They're well-intentioned and trying their best, but things aren't really going as planned for them. It's scenes like this that, looking back, kind of add to Goldie's motive. She loves her family, but you can tell she's getting frustrated with them. From there, we get moments where we see how close the family is, and I can't undersell how good I think Florence Pugh is. Maybe my favorite performance in the movie, and that's saying something because there are a lot of really good performances here. When she needs to be fun, she is, but you can hear it in her voice that she's hiding something from her family, and she's scared of that impending moment where they find out what her wish really is. We get a cool flashback scene too, and I really like this one. Watching it again several times for this review, I found a lot of small things I really like about it. Like, dude, it's crazy. When Goldilocks enters the home, the one thing that really catches her eye is the fairy tale book she used to love as a kid. If you read the story, like pause it like I did and read the story, it talks about a girl who has a perfect family, and Goldie envisions herself to be this girl. The story even ends with this line: "Hoisted up onto her father's ice-covered shoulders, the little girl looked at her mother and shared a smile. At that moment, they all knew everything was just right." It is so genius what they do with this. Goldie thinks this perfect family is her just right. However, when Mama Bear looks at young Goldie flashback, she says when Goldie entered their life, that's when they got their just right. Goldie is chasing a perfect family, but she'll never get it because there is no perfect family, and the wish even tries to tell her this through hints on the map. The genius part though, and I absolutely love this, is at the end when the day is saved, how does it end? The same way her fairy tale book did. She's sitting on her father, looks to her mom and smiles and says everything is just right. Damn, that's good writing.
You've just been crimed by the Three Bears crime family.
So long, you plonkers!
Goldilocks isn't evil, but she isn't perfect either. Nobody is. The big flaw in Goldie is that she's lying to her family about her wish, and honestly, it's kind of a jerk move. Not only is she going to leave them for another family, but she lets them think they're gonna get a wish too. She's taking advantage of their love, and it comes to a head towards the end of the movie in another scene I really like. After the bears find out her plan, they're still gonna help her. Oh man, that's what I call love, baby. Goldilocks is young and immature, and she learns a good lesson about family in this movie. A lesson that is fantastic to see in an antagonist. She's also willing to do a lot of other bad stuff in the movie to achieve her goals. Nothing like crazy evil like Jack, but she'll like steal dogs and stuff like that, jerk moves. And yeah, you get the sense that it's the family, it's ride or die. It's like Fast and Furious. Family's everything, man.
Like I told you, baby, you're the smash, I'm the grab.
Yes!
Goldilocks is a great villain. For being one of 3 villains in a movie, it's honestly amazing what the writers accomplished with all 3 of them. I struggle to call her a villain because she's not bad, but she is in competition with Puss and definitely an antagonist. I'm glad we got some depth to her, and her motive is good because it ties into Puss's story as well as being interesting in its own right. Florence Pugh is fantastic in the role, and just the flashback scene has so many layers to it and shows how talented these writers are. Goldie's character gets better with the rewatch, and there are so many small details about the character I didn't even touch on because I ain't got time. You don't got time. Really good character. I'm gonna give Goldilocks an 8.
I did get my wish. Everything is just right.
Thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you think of Goldilocks in the comments below. Thank you for watching the Jack Horner review, the Death review, all the Puss in Boots reviews. I'm finally done. New villain review every single Monday though, so let me know who I should review next. Thanks for watching. See you later.